Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Daniel here, and welcome to my Halt and Catch Fire Season 3, Episode 9 review. This is a long overdue video. We're almost a year away since this episode ended up airing in a few months, and the final season, the 4th season, airs on August 19th. So I'm sorry. I reviewed all the other episodes for Halt and Catch Fire for Season 3 except 7, 8, and 9. Or excuse me, 8, 9, and 10. And 8 is already uploaded, and now this is number 9, and then we'll get to number 10. Again, I saw this episode when it first released. I've watched this show since day one, man. It's one of my favorite shows, a very underrated show. And yeah, I ended up rewatching it on Netflix this episode to refresh my brain, and I still love this episode. This is one of my favorite episodes out of this series-wise. It's one of my favorite episodes, and it's one of the top episodes out of Season 3. Anyway, real quick, I'm going to recap the episode, which should only take me less than 2 minutes. If you've already seen the episode and you want to skip the recap, feel free, and then go to the end where I will be doing the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you guys again for joining me. Let's go. Before I start the recap, I also want to mention that one of the reasons why I love this episode so much, not only the writing and the chemistry and the acting and the cinematography, is also as well, it feels like a finale for a season, and it feels like a premiere for a season. That's both things I absolutely love. The time jumps and just how much these characters have aged, and almost I feel, even though I'm young, I feel like I've aged with them since Season 1, because almost, I think, already a decade has gone by technically in the storyline from the early 80s, and now we're in the 1990s. It's absolutely crazy how far we've come just within 3 seasons. So the episode begins with a time jump. We're in 1990s, and Gordon and Donna are now divorced. New technology all around. There is this sort of Comic-Con or convention called Comdex, where Comdex is going on, and Cameron's going there to do signing autographs for her new video game that she's been working on, which is like Space Biker 4. Anyway, Joanne is a teenager, which is one of, obviously, Gordon's daughter. So she's going through that phase, 90s daughter. I'm surprised she doesn't have any Nirvana stuff in her room. Anyway, Cameron is signing, like I said, Joe is there, and they end up talking and catching up because she's been in Tokyo for like 4 years, something like that. They end up going to this presentation at Comdex, which I believe, I remember the guys, but I don't remember if they're Season 2 or Season 1. I think they were Season 1, and they have the Sprinter. So that was a total fail. That was a crash and burn for them. Anyway, they end up talking, catching up, and she mentions Ryan, and she says, don't blame yourself. Gordon is cooking dinner because now he's a fancy cook. Not really, but he went to a cooking class, so that makes him a chef. Anyway, he's cooking a dinner for this new girl that he likes, which really doesn't work out for the best. Anyway, they're at a party, Cameron and Joe, and they're, again, more catching up and drinking and dancing, and Donna ends up showing up and ruining the mood. They go up to the rooftop, and then they kind of get it at there, where it's like, oh, Donna had this thing, and she called me, and I said she could call you, and I came here for you, basically saying that I still love you, and all that stuff. So Cameron's kind of freaking out and thinking, should I trust Joe? And then they have sex. So and it's still so amazing, again, from how much they've changed since Season 1 to Season 2 to Season 3, against the progress, and still they have a strong bond and a strong connection. So something that always makes me smile there. Joanne ruins Gordon's date because she didn't get her way. She didn't go to a party, which I don't know why she just didn't end up sneaking out and going to the party. She could have just done that. So anyway, after that, Cameron talks to Donna, and she has this idea for the World Wide Web, which is a pretty huge idea, in my opinion. And at the end, Gordon, his sickness is taking over even more, and he could barely walk, and he needs help to go up the stairs. Anyway, now on to the pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, like I mentioned earlier, I want to get all this out of the way. The acting, the cinematography, the time jumps, the way that it feels like it's a finale, but it feels like it's a premiere. I absolutely love that feeling for this episode, because a lot of stuff is happening here that is important just to the series. It's not a filler episode. It's characters catching up, what they've been doing for a very long time. Donna has moved up so far from the last episode. Gordon, he's changed very much from his way. And Joanna, or the daughter, she's a teenager now. So the last episode, she wasn't a teenager. I mean, time has passed by. Stuff has happened in their lives. People have grown up. People have, obviously Gordon's been getting more declining. He's been declining more. So I do love the time jump, and it is a little hard to follow for some people, and I'll understand that it is. There's a lot of time jumps going on, especially the last episode. It was Halloween, and then a few minutes later it was Christmas time. So I understand that the time jumps are a little bit, you gotta get on it, because it can get confusing very easily. But again, I love seeing how Cameron's changing her hair color and, all this cool stuff. And Comdex, the idea of the convention and scene inside of the convention, the Sprinter guys, callbacks, little nudges and callbacks to the previous seasons is always something nice for Halt and Catch Fire fans, where you could be like, I remember that, or I remember this, or I know what they're referencing there. So it's really cool to see that and catch that. And hands down, the best thing about this episode is Lee Pace and Mackenzie Davis, Joe and Cameron, their relationship, their chemistry, especially when they're at the Sprinters and the guys are doing their little reading from their notes. The way that Cameron cracks a joke and Joe just goes with it. And again, it's that chemistry, how they play off each other, and it feels so natural and it feels so right. The dialogue in this episode, again, that's something where it's such an underrated show with its dialogue, and I don't know how this show doesn't get a nomination at least for the writing or the acting, because it literally is so damn good and it makes me smile, and there's emotional moments in here so much as well. And it's just those moments because honestly they have a powerful love. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not in love with each other every single episode of every season. Obviously, they moved on, but that past relationship that they've had, and obviously the relationship that they've had over the past seasons, it's kind of like a Sookie and Bill, or Vampire Bill, True Blood, that kind of situation there of love, where you feel that love and what they've done and their past history, and seeing them together and smiling at each other, it makes me smile. So that's something I like, where I can connect with the characters and I can feel for the characters. And Donna as well, Carrie Bichet did awesome with her scenes, and I think she plays the part of Donna so well in this episode, where she gets annoying. You kind of feel like Cameron, like, okay, you're here, and then you want Cameron to talk to her, but at the same time, Donna's getting really annoying in this storyline already. And that kind of sucks, because I'm always on Donna's side in a way where I want to see more Donna, but the way that they're both acting, they're acting like little children, and they just need to get along and make up and get back to work. And now going on to the cons, there's not much to say bad about this episode, because it's one of my favorite episodes out of the series and out of the season. Only little small details that I would change, and kind of like episode 8, there's nothing wrong with it. There's just little complaints that I have that are not big, and that doesn't, again, change the episode. It's kind of more little pet peeves or stuff of mine that could totally be different to you. Example, like Bosworth in the beginning, I thought it was just a little awkward, and I'm happy that he's in the episode. I love Bosworth, I love all the characters, but him coming in and just the way how it was, again, a very awkward situation with him and Donna, and who knows how long it's been since he's seen her, but it was just real quick, and it's like, oh, you want to go get some coffee? Oh no, I'm fine. Are you gonna go to Comdex? No. And then, okay, don't say bye. And then he just walks out, and then, yeah, and then, so I would have changed something a little bit about that, or maybe not even put Bosworth at all. I don't think that opening scene didn't really have to be super in there. It just kind of showed that Donna was in a higher place. He could have done that any other way. As well, with Cameron's face, and I love Mackenzie Davis. She's awesome. She's beautiful. But the way that she does her, like get away from me kind of face, like, Cameron always has that face when she's feeling in a different mood, and she's angry or she's freaked out, or awkward moments, and that's something that I've just got really tired of. And I love Mackenzie Davis again, and I like what she does with Cameron, but when she does that face, which is almost like every episode, when it's an awkward situation, it does kind of get annoying after a while, where it's like, that's all she does. That's all Cameron does is now just that awkward face, and then she's silent for like 20 seconds, and then she's like, you know what? So, if anyone else catches that, I'm getting a little bit tired of that. Again, nothing too big. Cameron and Joe make this episode so amazing, and the chemistry and the catching up, and again the time jumps. So again, it's one of my favorite episodes. I'm going to give Halt and Catch Fire Season 3 Episode 9 a solid A. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to stay tuned August 19th when I review the Season 4 premiere of Halt and Catch Fire. Until next time, bye-bye.